really like that bike path and then using those alleys that aren't used anymore as an alternative. And then you can pave them, and then you can, you know.
Well, if you're gonna complain that they don't have park, what if it's like a big, what is it called, the alley? They could probably pave it with that plastic thing and do little swings. I don't know what the regulations are. But I mean, something can be done with this. But somebody said that the cities don't have any parks. So they're.
Lexico has two public parks.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that
it's
would
not a lot for the kids to play.
maybe upgrade, have like a walking area and have a place for the kids.
Well, they're using the school parks. This is an example that is on public television. They're talking about New York Peru, one of the worst crime places everywhere. They didn't have enough money to pave all the streets, so the mayor said, okay, every other street is going to be pedestrian. And they created like this huge path for people to travel around, but also became a huge pedestrian. They said that result, the crime rate dropped to like below Washington, D.C.'s levels. You know, Washington, D.C. is more crime rated than New York Peru now. What they're talking about.
Like go down the street, make it a crosswalk and bike road.
Yeah. There's no parks for the people, so new space for the kids to play in. Help with, they got bus systems on there as well. So yeah, it's like a little change like that had a dramatic change on the whole environment.
Hey, was it?
Lima, Peru.
Veo que están planeando muchas cosas bonitas para las ciudades de y en Chile pues no hay ninguna cosa.
¿Qué quieres hacer?
Me gustaría que se continuara la implementación de deforestación, que se siga con educación con los jóvenes.
¿En otra parte de su ciudad?
En Chile casi no hay muchos árboles ni parques y es un área central de contaminación porque está la planta termoeléctrica y estamos alrededor de muchos campos agrícolas. Ojalá que se pudiera implementar algo para esa comunidad.
Árboles en la área central.
Hay la medida principal para no tiene árboles y hay zonas que hay residenciales, pero no sé por qué no les pusieron árboles. Hay una área muy abierta en donde deben de sugerir que se pongan árboles, en donde está la planta de aguas negras y ojalá que pudieran, por medio de American Association y de departamento de ambiental, que se implementara que se pusieran más árboles en esas áreas donde está el foco de contaminación.
Nosotros trabajamos en el thinking about keywords is that here on Metro Imperial Broadway, we have certain residential, say you have 10 units of houses, you have to put a park. What was that to? Well, I don't know. It's county jurisdiction, so county has different rules as to, so they have different parks or different rules regarding parks and how many. I know that it's not a direct city, but it's part of a big part of the
Yeah.
It's in the rules, yeah, but it's not a city rule, it's a county-wide rule, so their rules may be different than what each city has.
But they do have to put in, in regards to Rio Mero, there was parts supposed to be there. But other issues happened there where they were, got the nose. I don't know, there's other issues there. That development is never finished. But then there's other developments on the other side of Dogwood. I didn't see any parks. Did you see parks there? They're supposed to have parks. The plans approved with parks.
And I think we could definitely continue on with doing more tree planting projects in Heber, like throughout the community. Definitely with sponsorship, and the sponsors are out there. You know, we raised money relatively in a short period of time to cover enough for the trees and the materials out at the school. And I think that as Heber as a community, they can do like a beautification or reforestation there. I think that's definitely doable.
One thing that I was thinking of in this conversation is maybe a policy or a suggestion would be, is to advocate for low allergy trees and vegetation at these parks that developers are going to have to build anyway. And so maybe to put in the city policies or a recommendation or whatever, or maybe they get extra points or whatever for mitigation if they use low allergy trees that you know are indigenous to this area, or not indigenous, but don't use a lot of water, but they're low allergy, like how we planted in Cleaver, those were low allergy trees and low allergy vegetation, advocate for those types of things.
It's funny.
That could be policy.
It's funny.
That could be a menu.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's funny you mention that because every time I go to San Diego, there's a booth set up and all this information about trees and allergies and water use. I think I have some of this stuff at home still. I give a ton to Maria Nava, which is pretty bad. But yeah.
That's a developer fee, it's 310.
Mhm.
Part of the menu of ideas could be proposing that, right? Is that in there? No?
Can that still be altered though, like maybe proposing like
Not
low allergy?
altered, but there will be proposals, so that they don't have to use the money that's coming in. So there will be a committee set up for that, so we're working on the committee right now, maybe by August, September. And the proposals are going to be open then. So you'll hear something in our website and emails actually to everybody, so.
Like the law scene for
Not quite, not quite. They are going to be 9 members of the committee, okay? And they're going to be presented. One proposal is required for the public. So it's still open. We have to go to the board because they're the ones who really choose them. We give the names of the people who could be enforced to do, to join the committee, but actually the chamber is doing that. I'm sorry, the board of directors.
Because, you know, I think it's important to have somebody from the coalition, probably, all of that, and address those. It depends on who's in there, they're probably going to be the ones that will be proposing the RFP.
Yeah, and there is a doctor though that is going to sit on there, so the doctor definitely would be a huge advocate in supporting low allergy vegetation.
We haven't been able to get a hold of her. Did you get that email?
No, I didn't, but I can contact
Because
her.
I did, I believe she's out of town till the 30th.
Oh, okay.
So I believe the health department is one of the, it's going to be on the
One last thing, I just thought, I just thought about this. You know, in the summer, you're trying to take your kids, what do? They're out of summer school, they're out, why don't we do something? Instead of, I would be more than happy to donate 2 days, just something like, instead of a basketball camp, do a clean air camp. We can invite their parents and the kids, maybe a Saturday and Sunday. We could all volunteer, maybe have a session for, this is the ad burn, for the parents, or this, recycle on this side, do this, and then take a break, do some, wouldn't that be something?
I think that's pretty, I know there's some activities that ALA in San Diego does with kids, like they'll show a parachute the size of half a tennis court or something, and it's supposed to be the size of the lung if you were to extend it, and so it gives them a visual. You could do different things like that with them. I mean, there's different activities that have been done elsewhere that could be done in a day camp or something for kids, and that's where we could really push agenda.
Maybe people invite a doctor, have them talk to the right parents with that. Do something why not?
And that'd be kind of interesting because I know ALA has what they call an asthma camp, a SCAM camp.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe get some of those activities that they do there because a lot of girls, I think it's to the culture, the parents don't like to have their kids go to camp. And so if you do a 1-day thing where you do some of those camp activities here in the Valley locally,
And you not just drop off your kids. Do this you're going to do quality time with your child, but be in camp with them also. Probably they're probably feel that side, you're on this side, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be more than
That's a
interested in
good
doing
option.
something like that.
Yeah, that's a good option to have.
Yeah. And maybe some of the other organizations in the valley, we could even put them in there, maybe the asthma program, have a little site for them there, the clean air,